Hello everyone. We are going to discuss about players in financial services sector today. So in our previous lectures, we have discussed about financial services and its importance, and also the types of financial services. In this video, we are going to discuss about the players in financial services. So we have number of players in financial sector as well as financial services sector. Uh, Among those players, banks are play a vital role. So in case of banks, they are offering n number of financial services to the individuals as well as to the uh, business people, corporates, multinational corporations, and also to the government. Banks are offering n number of financial services. So in case of banks, we have commercial banks, cooperative banks, development banks like IDBI, then foreign banks, which are all offering different financial services to the needy people. With regards to commercial banks, offering savings and current accounts, fixed deposits, recurring deposits, personal and vehicle loans, and regards to cooperative banks or providing loans to the rural people, and development banks and foreign banks are also offering financial services. So in financial services sector, banks are plays a vital role and also occupies more than 50 percentage of 50 percentage of the financial services. And second, very important player in financial service is hire purchase financier. With regards to hire purchase financier, who is providing a financial assistance, enables the consumer to buy the product on credit basis. Take for example, installment. Some traders are selling their products at installment, which will comes under hire purchase financial services. And the third very important player regarding financial services sector is concerned, leasing companies. Leasing companies. Leasing companies are also offering different uh, financial services. The major uh, financial services which are provided by leasing companies or financial lease and operating lease. In case of financial lease, finance company is in case of financial lease, finance company is the legal owner of the asset for the duration of the lessee. Yes. So sorry for the interruption due to some technical errors. We have some problem in live streaming. So in case of financial lease, finance company is the legal owner of the asset for the duration of the lease, and the lessee has the option to acquire ownership of the asset. And in case of operating lease, in case of operating lease allows the lessee for the use of an asset but does not convey ownership rights of the asset. So, in case of leasing, which is also a very important financial service, which are offered by the leasing companies, the major two different leases are financial lease and operating lease. Right. So, uh, and another very important player in financial services sector is factoring. Factoring, which is nothing but it is a service. It is a financial service, right? It is a debt. It is a debtor debt finance, in which a business sells its accounts, receivables at a discount rate. So, take for an example, if we have one credit transaction, so instead of credit transaction, will be instead of cash, will be getting bills receivable. Okay, so under factoring services, factoring companies or factoring companies or accepting the bills receivables from a company and discount that particular bills receivable for more than for at a lesser cost. So in case of factoring, it is a kind of debt finance in which a business sells its accounts receivables at a discount rate. So factor is receiving a percentage of percentage of the total debt amount as their fee. And very important player in case of underwriting, in case of financial service sector is underwriters. Underwriters are taking the responsibility of selling the securities of the company. So some underwriters buys the securities from the company and resells to the investors. So underwriting, which is nothing but undertaking the responsibility of selling the securities of the company in case of large scale issues. And another very important thing is merchant bankers. We know about normal general banking. So banking, uh, which is somewhat different from general banking. Under merchant banking services, the bankers are offering financial assistance to the business people in case of emergency or in case of in case of uncertain environment. And we have book builders. Okay, so book builders helps the companies in allotting shares to different categories of investors. So in a financial sector, financial services sector, book builders are playing very important role. What kind of work they are doing is they are assisting the companies in allotting shares to different categories of investors after a thorough study, after thorough study of preferences of different investors. All right. So, and very important, another player is mutual funds, mutual fund institutions. So, mutual funds ensures investment by the public and also ensure tax relief to the investor. So, as we know about mutual fund, which is nothing but uh, collection of investments from different investors and have a lump sum of investment and invest that particular lump sum amount of investment in different securities of other companies, which will be called as mutual funds. So, in case of mutual funds, for managing mutual funds, we have fund managers. They are always analyzing the market. You know, they're always analyzing the market, company as well as industry, and uh, and guide the company or and guide the banks to do mutual fund investments. So now we have credit cards. So it is another important player in the financial services, ensures the circulation of plastic money and enable purchase on credit by the customer. So offering credit cards, and debit cards, so which are also comes under a financial service, and then credit rating companies. So we have CRISIL. CRISIL is a very uh, major credit rating agency in India, right? So credit rating companies play an important role by giving different credit ratings to companies to mobilize public deposits. So take for an example, if an investor is going to invest his savings in one company's securities, before investing his savings, he should study the credit worthiness. He should study the credit worthiness of the of that particular company before investing his or her own money. So for those kind of investors, credit rating companies are already rating, credit rating companies are rating the credit worthiness of the companies to assist the investors. So credit rating companies are also playing very important role in financial services sector. And now housing finance, house is, house building a house is a status, right, in a society. For an individual, having one house is a status. Housing finance companies and insurance companies also promote investment in the economy, as they also form a part of the players in the financial services. So housing finance companies are offering housing loan to the individuals. Insurance companies are also playing a vital role in protecting the health as well as life of an investor. Okay, so these two players are also uh, in financial services sector and asset liability management company. So in case of asset management companies, these companies are guiding mutual fund manager to invest in high return investment avenues. Okay, so the major responsibility of asset management company is nothing but, right, to assess or to study about the asset and liability uh, status of a company at which an investor is going to invest his or his or her own money. So asset liability management companies are also playing a vital role in for in financial services sector. With those companies are helping investors, to study about the company, one company's asset as well as liability uh, status before investing their money. And finally, we have finance companies in general, and also as a part of non-banking finance companies, provide additional funds to the above players so that there is more activity in the company. So finance companies are providing finance for the business. Finance companies are providing finance for acquiring assets. Take for an example, for acquiring asset in the sense, for acquiring house property, for acquiring land, for acquiring business buildings, and for acquiring movable properties. And also, financial companies are offering finance for meeting the personal requirements. And a small recap about the players in financial service sector. So the main and major player in financial service sector is banks. Banks are playing vital role. Hire purchase financiers, leasing companies, factoring services, underwriters, book builders, and mutual fund organizations, credit cards, plastic cards. Credit rating companies are playing very important role in case of investing uh, the money, and housing finance companies, asset management companies, and finally we have finance companies like non-banking finance companies, right? They're also assisting an investor to invest their money in a high return investment avenue. Thank you. I hope you all understand about the few players or major players of financial service sector. Okay, thank you. And coming up next, we are going to discuss about merchant banking. Thank you.